Kitching makes moves over the halfway line. Lovely ball inside for Toure as well, who did well to control it. Featherstone right on the centre spot. Slides it right hand side for Macaulay Southern Hills. Here's Little. Inside it goes for Featherstone. Zara Lavender's joined us. She says, watching the Chelsea match on BBC or listen to Pools. I've chosen both. Good choice. Kitching. Left hand side for Toure again. Here comes Toure. Couple of step overs onto his right foot. Whips one in. It's collected by the goalkeeper. Too close to Ryan Boot on that occasion from Toure. Nigel T says, what's the lineup, guys? It's exactly the same as it's been the last 3 games. It's 4 games in a row now that he's named the same team. He's Shelton trying to get into space on the edge of the box. Featherstone. We'll give you a rundown of the full lineup in a second when it goes dead, the ball. Here's Toure though, left hand side, trying to keep it very much alive here. Goes inside on his right foot, tries the shot, he slips. But it's held by Ryan Boot. Not a bad effort, but didn't really get hold of the ball properly there, Jeff.
No, there was no power in it. The keepers had to go down to collect it, but I think you or I could have got down and saved that one. But another promising Hartlepool move. It was only about 1,000 in, so it wasn't, a stereotypical Hartlepool Darlington game, but it can go up there with the big derbies that I had the honour of refereeing.
Macaulay Southern Hills now down the line. Molyneux
well.
brilliantly gets away to the byline right hand side and shovels across into the box. Oh, and it's a big chance at the front post for Harker, and he steers it just wide.
Harker's movement was excellent. The two Solihull defenders were ball watching, and he's got to the near post. Unfortunately, not quite the angle on it to turn it goalward, but Molyneux's left his man for dead down this right flank.
Ian says, greetings Mark and Jeff from the Black Forest in southern Germany, hoping for 3 points or at least a very least a draw. And Jordan says, come on the blue and white, oh Pools, we love you. Here's Little now into Southern Hills.
Well, it's not come on the blue and white tonight, it's come on the 2 shades of green, because it's a bit confusing when you're away from home and you're watching a team.
It's a great ball by Shelton, and Molyneux couldn't quite get there against Boot, but it was an inventive pass in behind the defence from Mark Shelton there.
Yeah, it was the blue and whites that were under pressure there, and another good move from Hartlepool. They are looking impressive going forward. Can't see Ben Killip in amongst them.
It's all gathered there and it's dropped in there right at the edge of the 6-yard area with the header wide from Howe. He is a threat, Callum Howe, though. He scored twice in the game at the weekend during Solihull Moors' win over Dover. Ball cleared away by Boot. Headed back forward though by Odesina, and it finds Harker as well. Harker nicely off for Donaldson. Sweeps it into the path of Toure now. This is a bit of menace in this attack here. Toure trying to get himself into the box here on his right foot. Back onto his left. He's bamboozled himself a little bit, but he chips the ball in. And it's just too high for Harker, whose glancing header goes wide.
It was too high for Harker. Molyneux was coming in at the far post. And the Solihull defender, I think, was stuck between the two of them, not knowing whether to go to Harker or hang back. And unfortunately, the cross was just a little bit too high. But Hartlepool had got overload there at the back post. And I think it was more an appeal from the crowd than it was. I didn't see any Hartlepool player asking for it.
Ball sent forward there. Odesina's got it under his feet and he's given it away, and there's a chance for Solihull here. Oh, Killip with a wonderful save at the striker's feet.
I tell you, somebody had to get that one right, because Ben Killip was stretching. If he just got the ball, but if he'd have got the man, we could be looking at that precarious situation of Hartlepool not having a goalkeeper. As usual, they haven't got one on the bench. Slow it down for a little bit, because it's been non-stop, hasn't it? It's really, this game has flowed from end to end.
Little backs off and gets his positioning right there. The header though only drops as far as Clayton Phillips, who runs in field away from a couple of challenges and spreads it right hand side. Tyrone Williams forward from right wing back. His cross is deep. Southern Hills glances are clear, but Hancock's is going to have time to measure a ball back into the box, and it's a dangerous one that flashes right through the 6-yard area.
It was a lovely ball in, but unfortunately for Pools, no Solihull player had gambled. There was no one, literally no one, attacking the 6-yard box there, which was fortunate, because it was an excellent ball in. There must be a good couple of 100 plus over on that side, right behind Ben Killip's goal. We'll soon know whether the Hartlepool fans, if the ball ripples into the back of the net at the other end of the field.
That's true, let's hope so. Featherstone drills it forward. Gudger cuts it out, but it'll fall loose for Shelton now, and he nudges it along the halfway line and encourages Southern Hills forward, and Southern Hills doesn't need a second invitation. He's gone right into the penalty area here, chips a decent ball at the far post, the header down is lacking in power. Harker got on the end of it, but Ryan Boot easily claims didn't get hold of it enough there.
There wasn't much pace on the cross. It was a lofted cross, so that by the time it came to him, he couldn't use the pace of the ball to direct it downwards on either side of the goalkeeper.
Ball forward on the right hand side, ready for this free kick then. Hawkridge stands over it. Taking his time about the delivery on this occasion. Hawkridge chips the ball into the far post. It's headed clear, and Featherstone gets it on the edge of the box, and maybe a chance for Toure to get him behind here. It's a lovely ball. Toure gallops onto it. He's up against Williams now, left hand side. Williams backs off. Toure's got Kitchen in the overlap. He tries to find him, but it ricochets kindly for Solihull, and it's cleared away. And now at the other end, suddenly Beasley, is there a chance of appeals for handball there?
Dave Chandler's asking for handball. I felt that he'd got it on his chest.
So, dangerous opportunity then for Pools to try and put the ball into the penalty area. Plenty in the middle to aim for. Can Pools conjure something here? Featherstone whips it in. It's glanced clear. Kitching might rescue it on the left hand side. He tries a shot. It's well blocked by the defender because that was travelling.
Yeah, it was.
Featherstone right side of the penalty area now. Gives it to Molyneux now. Molyneux cuts inside, sneaks the ball through for Southern Hills. Southern Hills just can't get around Hawkridge though. Hawkridge is giving up a back though. Southern Hills into the box. Throw it long in the middle. It goes back to Southern Hills. On his left foot, tries the shot, deflected behind. And it's come off the Pools man in the end, and it's gone behind for a goal kick.
Good pressure from Hartlepool there. The initial ball in didn't cause too many problems, but Hartlepool were quick to the second phase of play.
Gives it inside for Storer, and it's lifted over the top, but Kitchen gets it clear. Harker trying to hold on to it on the halfway line, but he's been nicked out of possession here now, and Williams gives it back to Hawkridge. Hawkridge clips it in behind. Beasley the willing runner again there, and Williams goes up to join him. Here's Tyrone Williams now, takes a touch, thought about whipping across into the box. He comes back instead onto his left foot and gives it into the feet of Bajrami. Now here's Carter. Long way out, but he might fancy the strike. It's not a bad effort, but it swerves wide of the target.
And the Pools trio are in deep conversation right in front of us, and maybe looking if Hartlepool can change things a little bit to combat.
There's a chance for Beasley to run on goal, and he's hit the post with a chance for Hawkridge, and he's put it wide.
Well,
what a chance.
It wasn't an easy chance, because the ball has hit the inside of the left-hand post and come out at some pace about 15-16 yards to the right-hand side of the penalty area. He had to take it first time because there was a Hartlepool defender in close attendance, and fortunately for Hartlepool, he's driven the shot just wide of the post, and that really is without doubt the best chance.
Rod Swift says Notts County drawing and Boreham Wood are losing. A win for us will do wonders. It's on a knife edge here at Damson Park. Little through a gap for Hawks. Oh, what a ball that is. Down the right hand side, Donaldson to the byline, cuts it back. Toure just wide.
Oh, I couldn't adjust his feet there. The ball came in from the right hand side. Toure's about 10 yards out, and the ball would, if it had been a little bit further forward, 6 inches, a foot further forward, he could have took it on his right foot, but the ball was a little bit further back. He couldn't adjust his feet quickly enough, gets a contact, but unfortunately goes wide. I'm getting evil looks from some of the locals sat near me.
Oh, it's another good ball, and suddenly now Solihull Moors have a chance to come forward through Carter on the edge of the box. Good interception by Odesina, but it's broken kindly, and the shot is saved by Killett. He's got to get to his feet quickly though, because it's come for Hawkridge on the right hand side. Hawkridge now trying to find a way to cross the ball. He's blocked behind for a corner. Well, this game toing and throwing at the moment,
and the pressure's at the wrong end of the ground at the moment.
Carter whips it into the front post, and it's flashed right across, and it's put behind for a goal kick. How did nobody get just a touch at the front post there as it flew across goal?
And then at the back post there was a half a dozen players going for it, and fortunately it's ricocheted out. Well, there's a lot at stake tonight, a heck of a lot at stake, and Hartlepool have been, I would say, arguably the better side, but in the last quarter of an hour, Solihull have shown us exactly why they are so highly placed in the league, and it's worrying.
Featherstone in centre circle now, turns right hand side and chips it over the top, and there's a chance for Southern Hills to get at the byline inside for Keena! And it's in! What a goal! Keena strikes what could be a huge goal! The Irishman skids into the box! Southern Hills put it into his path, and Aidan Keena did the rest. It's 1-0 here in the closing stages.
And yet again, Hartlepool's strength coming down the flanks. Wonderful ball inside the full-back across, and this time Keena was the one to react. And the Hartlepool bench, the substituted players are up off the feet. The Hartlepool players, and I think Keena is actually picking up a yellow card for, I don't know whether that was over celebration. I don't think he'll give a damn about that. The Hartlepool players have run towards the Hartlepool contingent at one end of the field, who are going absolutely berserk behind the goal. And it's the 200 or however many that are making the noise now. Ben Killip knocks it long, way long again, not for the first time tonight, straight out of play. It's almost like a rugby move, trying to gain ground, but it gives the ball back, and they've passed it back to their own goalkeeper, so they've got the length of the field to look. And the full-time whistle's gone.
He's blown his whistle. What a time to get back to winning ways away from home. Pools have played themselves into a real position of strength here now. A 1-0 victory here against playoff rivals Solihull Moors has driven Dave Challoner's men right into the playoff picture in the National League. It's Aidan Keena who did the damage with a close range finish, getting on the end of Macaulay Southern Hills, low ball into the box. It was a night for real character and determination, and the Pools players showed all of it and more. And it's a crucial, or what could be a crucial, 3 points on the road, Jeff.
And the thing you've got to admire and look out there, the genuine elation, not only from the fans, you expect that, but from the players, the management, the Hartlepool team, to a man, are rushing down to the away fans. No one's left early, despite the long journey home. The players showing their appreciation for the tremendous support, and the supporters in return showing great emotion, great elation at a brilliant 3 points.